Welcome to the DFS Express Podcast, your stop for daily fantasy sports talk, including slate breakdowns and industry commentary. Let's go to the host of our show, the Daily Fantasy Sniper.
It's time for the UFC Sao Paulo main event. Main event is Jan Blachowicz taking on Ronaldo Jacare Souza. Here to talk about this fight, breaking down top to bottom, all things in between, but most importantly, give you some analysis for your DraftKings lineup on Saturday for this UFC Sao Paulo card, which is a difficult card. Before we get to that, I want to thank everybody for watching, listening. Please hit that subscribe button. I'd like to get to 300 subscribers on YouTube before the end of the year, so appreciate that. If you are listening anywhere else, iTunes, SoundCloud, Stitcher, what you can do, subscribe in those places, leave a review is the most helpful thing. I appreciate all of that. If you want to get my full breakdown on this card, every fight on it, notes, rankings, etc., save that for DFS Army members. Go to dfsarmy.com, use the code SNIPER for 20% off your membership, and got you covered in all sports for DraftKings, FanDuel, DFS, you name it, we got it over there. That's enough of the intro. Let's get to the fight. Start with the pricing on DraftKings. Blachowicz is 8,900. Jacare Souza is 7,300. The line on this fight, something you would think, me being smart, would have pulled up already. But I've stalled enough to tell you that Blachowicz is minus 165. Souza plus 145. Fight doesn't go to decision. Minus 265 should see a finish here. Although Vegas predicting a late finish, the over 2.5 rounds is pick'em minus 120, so a little bit more likely than not that we see the end of the third round, or at least the latter half of the third round, I should say technically. A lot of live dogs on this card. I won't dig into them, but that kind of affects how we play things here. Blachowicz is in the middle of a career resurgence, I guess you could call it. I made the joke before, and I'll continue to make it. It's because he's on every steroid in Poland. The dude just looks different. Wins, he's 5-1 in his last 6. Yeah, Luke Rockhold, no chin, but he beat him. Lost to Thiago Santos, who arguably, split decision against John Jones, not a bad loss. And before that, beat the finish of Nikita Krylov. Decision against Jimmy Manoa, decision over Jared Cannonier. That win looks way better now, although Cannonier down at 185. And Devin Clark, Bulldog choke in that one. But before that, he lost to Patrick Cummings by majority decision, which is just, it's interesting and something you got to throw out there. Jacare Souza, kind of the other way here. By the way, he is, time of this fight, going to be 39 years, 11 months, and some change. So he's basically 40. 2-3 in his last 5. Dominated by Jacare, by Jack Hermanson last time out. Beat Chris Weidman before that. Weidman was winning that fight for 2.5 rounds. And eventually, Jacare, big power shots, eventually caught Weidman, finished him in the third. Lost a split decision to Kelvin Gastelum. Beat Derek Brunson because, Derek Brunson gets knocked out. Lost to Robert Whitaker. Before that, Vitor Belfort, Tim Boetsch. So the record of Jacare isn't great. I've been a huge Jacare fan. Obviously, you have to love what he does on the mat. But he's coming up to 205 here. He's going to be the smaller guy. Obviously, wants to get this fight to the ground. Jacare and Blachowicz are about the same height, but Blachowicz has a 6-inch reach advantage, which he's going to want to keep Jacare at the end of his punches here. Jacare hits plenty hard, but so does Blachowicz, especially with whatever he's taken. And the biggest advantage in this fight would be Jacare on the mat, but how in the hell is he going to get it there? I wanted to pull up in Blachowicz's last few fights. Luke Rockhold couldn't take him down. Thiago Santos got him down once. So did Nikita Krylov, but Devin Clark couldn't take him down. I don't see Jacare being able to take him down. I favor Blachowicz really heavily in this fight. Souza, by the way, Souza inside the distance is plus 225. Blachowicz to win inside the distance, plus 123. So again, Jacare going 5 rounds at 40 seems unlikely. They're 205. Jacare does throw big power shots. I've seen a lot of love for Jacare, which is interesting. Like I said, what I think this fight comes down to is just on the feet. Blachowicz going to be too long, a little bit more technical than Souza, and I think he's got a better tank. And Souza tends to fade. And I don't think he can get this fight to the ground. If Souza does get to this fight to the ground, obviously, I think he will be able to submit Jan. I think he'll be just fine down there. Just in terms of a pick, it's Blachowicz. I'm going to take. I'm going to go 4th round KO. I think he just wears on Souza, and eventually Souza just kind of crumbles. But they're going to stand and trade. We've seen Souza rally from late before, and he does have power in his hands. And he can throw hard because he's not worried about being taken down. So that's my fight breakdown. But in terms of DraftKings, look, this is a 5-round main event. We're expecting to see Jacare look for takedowns and willing to exchange. Like typically, these guys throw. Both guys can land takedowns. Blachowicz lands 3.5 strikes a minute. Jacare a little less than 3, but that's because he's usually on the ground when he's winning fights. So I think these guys will exchange. I think we're likely to see a finish at some point. I don't want to miss out in cash games. I am likely going to stack this one up, especially in a card where there are so many live underdogs. I guess if you really, really favor Jan and want to roll out without Jacare, you could. I don't think I'm going to, just because, well, I'm going to have way more Jan in GPPs because all those dogs that I can play. It means that Jacare is almost my hedge in cash games because I'm going to be underweight to the field in GPPs. So I'll stack it up for that reason. And I tip my hand in GPPs. Just so many dogs in this one that while Jacare is a live dog, it's silly to say he's not fighting in his home country. I'm not hurting enough underdogs. I have to force him in. I'm going to go heavy on Jan in that high inside the distance prop fight, who I think he wins. Plenty of dogs who I think are live, who I am picking to win. So I'm going to be pretty heavy on this fight, just about all in because the salaries aren't ridiculous. 8,900. So this is an all-in fight for me. Blachowicz, the much better play. Jacare, 40. MMA is a young man game. We've seen Blachowicz's form. I don't think the takedowns are there. So stack it up and pretty much an all-in fight with me. A heavy lean towards Jacare. I'm using cash as cash stack as kind of that GPP hedge should Jacare win, and almost as a block because I do think Jacare is going to be very, very popular in DraftKings. So that's what I got for you for the UFC Sao Paulo main event breakdown. Once again, thanks to everyone. Give me a follow on Twitter as well at @sniper_DFS. Good luck in your contest. Thank you for watching or listening. Catch you next time.